Actually, let me show you the polls. For the sake of this end of the segment, I'll just show you right here that 18 to 29-year-olds overwhelmingly favor Democrats. So to all of you, I bid you farewell as you go off to fight this war for me.
What's
I don't
the
want you
maximum
to.
age to get drafted?
So it's they say 18 to 25.
I'm too
However,
old to get drafted.
Right, but when it comes to actual war, they definitely broaden so they'll conscript 50-year-olds. It's not as practicality. But let's talk about the story. This is good news, I suppose, if you don't like war. It's not necessarily absolute great news because neocons, Republicans have their warmongers as well. But the New York Times says Republicans gain edge as voters worry about economy. Times Siena poll finds. Here's what I find interesting. Right now, a bunch of polls are dropping and they've mirror inverted on their findings. 2 weeks ago, it's like Democrats +5, and now it's flipped, Democrats +5. And I'm like, whoa. How is this happening in the span of a week? Maybe it was all propaganda BS and the pollsters are lying. They're really bad at their jobs. That one's true because they keep getting it wrong. Or maybe Joe Biden tried a quid pro quo with Saudi Arabia. It backfired. Gas prices are now skyrocketing right before the election. Surprise, Biden. Now we're getting the October surprise and people are saying no. And the economy, stupid. So there we go. What do you think? Republicans going to take it now the polls are shifting, or are they always going to take it? Or do they lose? I don't know.
Well, if Republicans win, then they'll announce that they're in a recession. Right now, we're in denial about that.
Yeah, well, actually, no, that's going to be a bad thing because that's when things are going to get really bad.
Yeah.
Because the media will say now we're in recession and then the rich people will stop spending, get scared.
But it's already happening. But you're right, the media won't admit it. They're going, well, we're not really in a recession. The day after the election, if they announce Republicans take the House, they go, oh, it's a recession, by the way.
And they changed the definition of recession on Wikipedia, correct?
Mm-hmm. Well, This is the interesting thing. Colloquially, we have always called it 2 quarters of negative growth, but it's never been an official governmental definition. So now they're playing a semantic game where, of course, the presidents and administrations have in the past, even Pelosi, as recent as I think earlier this year, all defined a recession as 2 quarters of negative growth. The moment it happens, for political reasons, they go, no, that's not the real definition.
Right.
So it's all BS. Take a look at this, though. I find this really interesting. So in the polling, likely voters, 49 to 45 favoring Republicans. Men, 50 to 45. Women, 47. So women are split, but dudes are 5% more Republican. What I find really interesting is that 18 to 29-year-olds, 52% favor Democrats. 30 to 44, 50% favor Democrats. 45 to 64 is 38% for Democrats. And then you have 65 and older, which is 48 to 48. So the interesting thing is the only demographic by age which opposes Democrats is 45 to 64. Does that mean there's more 45 to 64-year-olds than 30 to 40 than 18 to 44-year-olds? I wouldn't be surprised because people aren't having kids. But how is it that 18 to 44, these two different age groups, overwhelmingly favor the Democrats, but 45 to 64 is almost 2-to-1 Republican, and that results in a 49% lead for Republicans over 45? Is Gen Xers just a bigger generation or something, or what is that? Some boomers are in there, I guess.
I don't know. I find it interesting that like the oldest age group gets more lived out. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, I was polled in this. I was saying this earlier. This is Siena poll. I was actually polled in this. I've never been polled before. I didn't think they actually polled conservative. Well, I'm not a registered Republican, so maybe that had something to do with it. I'm registered independent.
No, but this is all likely voters.
This is all likely voters.
You probably said you're favoring Republican.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 39.
Oh, okay. So you're in that.
I'm in that. Yeah.
I don't trust it. It's only 792 likely voters. It's like it's not that good of a sample size. Getting over 1,000 is typically better. It's not the worst, but it's low.
Yeah.
But here's the other interesting factor. This is national. This is not swing districts. So when you look at actual swing district polling, if the national polls are this bad, and this includes safe blue and safe red districts, it's looking apocalyptically bad for Democrats right now with like a couple weeks before the midterm election. Mm-hmm. Good news? I don't know.
Well, I'm skeptical of both political parties, especially with how much disastrous foreign policies came from Republicans and right-wingers all throughout the last few years. There is a battle within the party, so it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Any politician, I just see them. I said this before the show, all as welfare queens. I'm not a fan of any of them. Is it going to really change things? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm more skeptical. I do believe the real change is going to happen with individuals losing faith in the institutions and becoming more personally responsible responsible for themselves and making the right decisions with every small action that they make, whether it's their thoughts, whether it's their dollar, whether it's their vote. And I think truly on a local level, it's going to matter a lot more. So is this going to matter? Is this going to change our perspective? I don't know. I see the baseline Republican Party going along with, the COVID policies, the war policies, and I don't see much changing from it, to be honest with you.
I mean, I kind of feel like there's at least enough good Republicans who are running who are going to block a lot of these efforts. The issue is half the Republican Party is establishment shills. Yeah. Even if the Republicans get a majority, those Republicans will vote with Democrats in favor of war, and the House will keep funding all this stuff.
Yeah, the Lindsey Grahams, the Mitt Romneys are definitely peculiar Republicans, to say the least. But there hasn't really been a full shift, and there's been a big pushback against a lot of the populist Republicans that actually do talk about what people want and need and talk about the changes that would actually make a difference here. But to me, I'm just a skeptical person, so I could just be too pessimistic. Are you guys optimistic or pessimistic?
There is the new wave of like the Carrie Lakes coming up, and that looks hopeful. But I mean, yeah, traditionally, like Republicans don't ever really do shit when they're in power, so it doesn't exactly make me hopeful to see that and think things are going to change. But
interestingly, though, sorry,
they're kind of the party that just sits on their butt.
100%.
Sorry,
yeah.
Well,
but our populists are very against the establishment and speaking out against us. As you said, of course, the establishment's still in the way. But look at the left. Look at their so-called populists, like the progressives, the squad people.
Yeah,
they just fall right in line. If you had a coalition between the AOCs, who should be against this kind of stuff, and the Marjorie Taylor Greens, who knows what could be accomplished, but they're whipped by Nancy Pelosi, and there you have it.
Yeah,
it's going to be their fault we're going to war. It's going to be the populist left,
I kind of feel like there's a strong possibility Pelosi won't be in office after this.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the speakership. I don't know. She's not planning on retiring. She said she's running for re-election, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And then there's no way she loses in that district.
No way.
But I wonder. I don't know if she'll be speaker. That's. I'm just hearing scuttlebutt that it sounds like, for the Democrats, they're not expecting that to be Pelosi.
Is it because she's going to pass away or something like that? Why do you think? What's the reason why they say that?
No, because Republicans are going to win. When Republicans win, they'll vote for somebody else. Mm-hmm. So, but we'll see. I mean, does that mean it's Kevin McCarthy? I don't know. I'm just hearing some scuttlebutt behind the scenes that it sounds like preparations are like there's an expectation. I can just put it that I can't. I don't want to out any source or anything, but it sounds like there's expectation that she will not be speaker at the very least, and maybe not even be in office. Although that seems like the longer shot. It just seems like she's not going to be Speaker of the House.
It's going to be interesting to see because it's definitely a very fast-changing political landscape. Anything could happen. We're still, in October. There could be a lot of surprises coming our way. I think there will be. It's already been an absolutely crazy news cycle. I think it's only going to get a lot crazier from here.
Oh man, that's the thing. We talked about this before. October surprises. How many October surprises have there already been? Tulsi Gabbard quits the Democratic Party, launches a show right in October. So they want 6 months in jail for Steve Bannon. They're pushing and $200,000 fine. What else do we have? Herschel Walker was it? Oh yeah,
the abortion thing. Yeah.
It's just it's like a machine gun of October surprises. It's just not going to stop.
I wonder if they tried to make the Roger Stone thing one, like just hoping people would fall for it.
Oh yeah, the Roger Stone thing.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We'll talk about that one in a second too. But we've got a whole bunch of October surprises, and I wonder if any of it really matters. Oh, the Nancy Pelosi thing, where she's like, "This is the moment I've been waiting for." I can't believe they thought that was that supposed to be good for Democrats?
Yeah,
Nancy Pelosi saying she was waiting for trespassing at the Capitol, that like she wanted it to happen.
I mean, they loved it though. If you look at like all the blue check libs posting about it, they were queening about it.
Yeah,
the second it happened.
But she's saying she expected it to happen.
Right, had a camera crew.
Yeah,
that's how interesting. What's the official story for why she had a camera crew? Did they even bother thinking of an excuse?
Yeah.
It's just it was there. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people expected a lot of problems and a lot of trouble.
That's
there was a lot of protests. There was a lot of websites. There was a lot of people saying, yeah, we're going to go do this and we're going to cause trouble. So absolutely, she was ready. She's the queen of insider information. So you got to understand, she knows things that Warren Buffett doesn't even know.
Right.
So she's a very powerful lady with a lot of money, with a lot of influencers. In the Game of Thrones, they have that minister, part of the round table. That's the minister of whispers. That's pretty much Nancy Pelosi. That's who she is.
Yeah.
She knows everything before it even happens. So obviously,
that's a really good idea for a skit. Maybe Seamus could do this one for Freedom Tunes, where it's like it's a carnival and you go to Palancy. Why do I call her Palancy? You go to Pelosi's. She's got like a cart, and you go inside it, and she reads your fortune, tells you the future. You should invest in Tesla right now. Great. Why? Just trust me. Then she turns around and she's like, I vote yes on the bill to support more Tesla funding. And then it's like the people are like, wow, she was right. I made a fortune. She's a psychic. That's how it goes, man. I'm impressed that she keeps doing it. Like, no matter how many times anyone complains about it, beyond the left and the right are complaining about these Congress people, Senate or House, who just make all the right bets.
Yeah.
Right when they need to make it happen.
For some reason, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's little support on banning members of Congress from trading on Wall Street.
I wonder why.
Absolutely.
Or regulations or accountability or some transparency.
No.
There's so many like viral TikToks of people just investing exactly what Nancy Pelosi does and just having
They banned those accounts apparently.
Yeah,
did they really?
Yeah,
That's so
they did.
disgusting.
Wow.
Yep. Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. But if you want to check out the full show live, tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And if you want more special access content, head over to timcast.com and become a member. Your membership helps sustain this company, keep our journalists employed, makes this show happen, and you will get access to exclusive members-only segments of the Timcast IRL podcast, and there's a massive library to check out. So again, go to timcast.com or tune in Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., and we'll see you all there.